Hello, welcome back to my channel. It has been some time, friends, but we are back and we are better and we are going to be so good at this now. I want to start this new thing where I do like coffee car chats with Addie B, but that doesn't sound that good. So I need help with a better name because I feel like my name doesn't rhyme with anything. It doesn't really go with anything. So help me out. Help me come up with a cute little coffee car chat. I feel like it's probably been used, but it's kind of cute, but my name doesn't work with it. So it has been on my heart. I feel like I have been asked about this a couple of times recently. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that I have my own virtual assistant business that I love doing so much, but it's a newer thing for me. I started it right after I finished my full-time job, right after I quit my full-time job, because I needed something different. I knew that the job I was in was not the job for me. And so I just want to talk today because I feel like people have asked me about it a few times recently about how did I know when it was time to transition and when it was time to leave my job, because I feel like that's something a lot of people want to do, and it's a lot easier said than done. It is not a super quick and easy thing you can do, but it is so rewarding and so worth it. So if that is something that you are wanting to do, please keep listening. Just hear my story out. Hopefully it'll speak to you in some way. So here we go. Just to get everybody up to speed, I worked at a marketing agency. I was an account manager. I worked there for, I think 3 months. It might have been 4 months. I don't remember exactly, 3 or 4 months. Not a long time at all. But when I say that I knew right away that that was not it for me, I'm not even being dramatic when I say day one I went in and I was like, this isn't it. This is not what I am meant to be doing. Obviously I felt like I needed to give it a fair chance, so I clearly kept going to work and everything and trying it out, just trying to like the job, like the role, like what I was doing. The people I was working with for the most part were awesome. It had nothing to do with the people. It was the work itself. I knew that, I was meant for more. I was meant for something different. So day one, I wasn't a fan, but obviously kept trying to be. By week 2, I was experiencing anxiety like I never had before. I've never been someone who was anxious or really felt that often. So when I was like, okay, this is serious. It was something I just had never felt before. And my anxiety was coming in the form of I couldn't sleep at night. It would be I would wake up, I don't know, every hour, every 2 hours. So I was very exhausted. And obviously you can't perform your best when you are tired. So that definitely weighed on me. And then also I just got so emotional and I would cry every night just thinking what am I doing? I am wasting my time doing this. I knew right away it was not for me. And so I just felt like so much potential was wasted, and that feeling to me was just heartbreaking. I'm like, I have so much to offer and I am not helping myself and I am not helping anybody by being in this role. I knew that anxiety was not something that I was okay with living with all the time. And I knew what had started it. I knew it was that job. And I knew it was those feelings of me not wanting to be in that job. So I'm like, I can fix this for myself. I just have to go for it. And I think that's the hardest part, is figuring out how you're going to transition. Because it's awkward, it's hard. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. So for me, before I even started that job, I had started doing some virtual assistant work. So by the time I was working in my marketing job, I had one client that I was working for about 10 hours a week. And so I would do it at night and on the weekends. So I had some experience under my belt. And so I was like, I'm gonna take this virtual assistant thing full time. I'm gonna do it. I just told myself I'm going to do this. And I know for me, I'm someone who has always been very self-confident and very brave, and that's something I pride myself on. And it's not easy, but it is so worth it when you can get yourself to that point to truly believe in yourself. I highly, highly recommend talking it through with someone that you trust, because they can just give you different viewpoints on what's going on in your life, just to try to help you think. And so, you know, even when I talked to my parents about it, they're like, you have to be more positive though, because I was at a place in that job where I was so negative about everything, and I knew it wasn't any way to live. And so when my dad had pointed that out to me, like, you have to be more positive, I was like, you're right, I do. I have to make that change. And so making the change, the mindset change, and then also the job change and doing the virtual assistant stuff full time, I was like, like I felt like a new person. I need a little sip here. I think something else important to just talk about in leaving your job is when you go to put your 2 weeks in and, you know, talk to your boss and all of that. It's awkward. Like, there's no way around it. It is awkward. It's never going to be a fun conversation. And mine was not. I swear mine was not good. But I am here to tell the tale today. So clearly I lived through it, and situations like that make you stronger. I think that's something really important to remember, that no matter how hard it is or how awkward it is in the moment, like, you're going to come out of that a better and stronger person. All right, so a few tips that I want to share because I think that they could probably be helpful to someone. So number one is know your worth. Always know your worth, know who you are, and it will be life-changing for you. Number two, if you're unhappy in your job right now, start a side gig, start a side hustle. It will bring in more money. It will eventually bring in more freedom for you. Start a side hustle. That is how I was able to take my virtual assistant business full time, was because I did it as a side hustle for months, and I got experience under my belt, knowledge, all of that. I mean, that was huge in being able to quit, because I didn't just quit and have no plan. Like, get a plan in place. That doesn't mean that that is the only plan, or like you can't make changes, but get a plan in place. Something else I think that's like just so important to talk about is, like, work takes up so much of our life. I never wanted to be that person that was living for the weekend, and yet there I was. I was that person craving Friday at 5 o'clock, just craving Saturday, Sunday, because I hated the position I was in so much, and I hated that feeling. That's not a good feeling. Like, there is nothing worse than just knowing that your time is going to waste and that you're just not enjoying what you're doing. The idea of living for the weekend and really only having 2 days, like, for myself, just, I hated that. And I don't think anyone should have to live that way. I think it's so important to be passionate about what you do and passionate about the person that you are, but also know that what you do is not who you are. Your career is not who you are as a person. Those are separate things, and I don't want anyone to get that twisted. That's not what any of this is about. You will always be more than a position. I hope my journey can either inspire someone or motivate someone to start that side hustle or to leave that toxic job and get to a place where you truly love every single day. I mean, it's so important. Life is so short. We need to love what we do. We need to love how we are spending our times, and we need to love the person that we are, because that is number one. You need to love yourself. So I hope that this spoke to you in some way. Please don't hesitate to reach out and ask questions or anything like that. I'm always willing to chat. You can find me on Instagram at the Adeline Post. Please message me. I would love to talk with you. Alrighty, guys. Until next time.